video demoing tegcalc.com. So this is a Gematria calculator that you can use with Twin Peaks terms, names, numbers, all that good stuff. I'll just kind of bring you through. This is the home page. So here we have a big old lookup table, Gematria dictionary of a bunch of terms generally relating to Twin Peaks. It is public, so I can type in a curse word and it'll show up here until I delete it. So please just on our system, okay? Just please don't type anything naughty. And then we have some columns of Gematria systems that lead to collisions with other Twin Peaks terms. And if two terms match, so if two words have the same number, we sort of assume in Gematria that there's some kind of esoteric relationship with them. So the word Mark of the Beast is associated with 666, which has a bunch of other sort of Gematria connotations. The number 119, that might have something. Pale horse, so the white horse, that may also have some relationship with other words or sort of ideas in the show. So the big one is Judy. So if we click on this, basically it just calculates Judy as the number 73, 7 and 3. If we horizontally sum them is 10, the number of completion, right? Big word in our big idea in Twin Peaks. Also associated with the word abyss. So sort of this, crossing the desert or a ordeal in Thelema. That's sort of understood. So this is with TEG, Tetragrammaton English Gematria. It's more of a Season 3 Gematria system. The system wasn't discovered, so to speak, to decipher the Book of the Law until 2001. So could not have possibly been figured out during Seasons 1 and 2 and Fire Walk With Me in the show. So that's something to think about. What's unique about this Gematria calculator is it'll cross-reference other values from other Gematria systems. So we have 73 in TEG, but that is also 73 in Hebrew for the word page and blank. So if you've watched other videos on YouTube about, what the last blank page is, it's carry page in the show. So Judy and blank page are sort of all somehow linked in Twin Peaks, perhaps, right? So that's the TEG value. So if we go to English, so this just happens sometimes. I pay $5 a month to run this website, so it's going to break a couple times. So just reload it if that ever happens. If we look at Judy in the English system, which is much more common in Twin Peaks, we have an association with Billy. So by the end of the show, Audrey is looking for Billy. Cooper is looking for Judy. We don't really know who Billy is. We also don't really know who Judy is. Horn is also a hit. Aliens. And then some other words, orange, wreck, and grant. I think those are just coincidental, but we do see some parallels in the show with those, along with the blank page, that is carry page. And just to elaborate more on that, blank page idea, you have the Laura Palmer's Diary, the book. There's a bunch of blank pages. In the plot of the show, there's some blank pages uncovered, but there's one last one that is never sort of found in the plot of the show. So the sort of cop-out is that carry page is the blank page. It's carrying the last page somehow. And then, that's kind of the idea. I won't go into that any further. So I just have a couple scripted things to go through. So let's do Sawmill, a very Season 1 and 2 term. It's in the theme song. It's got to be. So Sawmill and Tremont. Okay, so the violence of sort of cutting down a bunch of trees in Tremont seem to be somehow linked. Marjorie Hurley, so James Hurley's last name. I assume James Hurley does not use his maiden name, or perhaps does, and there might be something there. You can just sit around and speculate. Not too sure. Also the word sequence, which also has 418, so that's a bit of a deal in Thelema, but I don't see anything there. So if you look up Tremond, you do get a Lilith reincarnated value here. I didn't type this in, but that's the thing. If it's public, you get like these weird things coming up. And so that's why I got to share this, make it online. Let's see here. We can do Blue Rose. So Blue Rose in TEG, so more of a Season 3 system, is 111. 111 is it's a big deal in Thelema. You can look up what the deal is, but it has parallels to the plot of the show. Also matches the word clean house. So Carrie Page said, I tried to keep a clean house. And here it is, right here, clean house. So maybe I tried to keep a blue rose. I don't know. Bunny. So is it about the bunny? Is it about the blue rose? Also the phrase, who is Jesus? Interesting coincidence. And then Duck Eye, which is sort of how Lynch describes parts of cinema where a unrelated scene, sort of outside of the plot seemingly, describes the plot perfectly through metaphor. So there's a couple examples of that, but basically the end of Eraserhead is a Duck Eye moment. It's seemingly unrelated, but it also just sort of describes the plot of the show. Also Maryland, so that's interesting, kind of not. It's weird. And then if we scroll down, we'll see collisions of other systems. This only really matters when you look up the Hebrew Gematria of Laura Palmer. But, in TEG we have 111. In Hebrew we have 111 for cocaine, arm, and cobs. Cobs is a Thelema term. But let's look up the English for Blue Rose, because Blue Rose is an idea from Fire Walk With Me before TEG was published or created. And we get the word the dreamer. So Blue Rose and the dreamer kind of being a constant mystery in the show, being associated together here. That's nice. And it looks like nothing else. All right, so if I go look up Laura Palmer, what do we get? So we have 108 in TEG, which is like beef. Now that seems bizarre, but Sarah Palmer has a conniption, or this is like a meltdown, when they went from beef jerky to turkey jerky. So that might be related, like Laura's being replaced or something. I don't know. That's a shot in the dark. Could also be like Ishtar is associated with a bull or a cow, can't remember. And that might have some associations. If I go to English Gematria, we get 708. That is the Palmer residence. And that also has a match with Twin Peaks within English Gematria and Emerald Tablet, which has nice occult implications, and then also the zone in Hebrew Gematria. I think that's just a coincidence, but kind of neat that you have people looking for the zone. And there it is with Laura Palmer. I don't know. If we look up the Hebrew of Laura Palmer, and I promise this is virtually the only time the Hebrew Gematria matters in relation to Twin Peaks, you get Carrie Page in English, monkey, and then burn upon their brows, O splendorous serpent, in TEG. That is a Book of the Law quote. So that's interesting. Bad Bunny. So is it about the bunny? Carrie Page and Bad Bunny would be matching here. And also the owl. So the owls are not what they seem. Laura Palmer and Carrie Page both scream, so they're like screeching owls, which has religious ideas with the idea of Lilith. So that sort of backs up that hypothesis. And And yeah, that's about it. You can click on these links. So when those occur, so we go to English, and I want to know about, I don't know. This is off script, so let's do Emerald Tablet. Okay, Emerald Tablet matches Sycamore Tree in TEG. In English, it's what we just did. So yeah, that's basically it. If I go to Sycamore Tree in English, a Game of Thrones. Yeah, so there's hits and there's not hits here. If I look up, let's do black horse. That's the thing. You're watching it. You're like, okay, there's a white horse. What about a black horse? We get Sarah Palmer associated with the black horse. It is the Hebrew for fire. Cool. In English, black horse is thrush. So that is the bird, the kind of bird in the theme song. The full name of Diane Evans, or Diane, Dale Cooper. So Diane Evans and Dale Cooper both have the same value, so they're sort of esoterically linked in some way, which if you watch the show, I'd say yes. Same thing with, I think, Donna and James in English Gematria. Yeah, Donna and James. Also, KPJK, those are the letters above the radio station in part 8. This is the water, this is the well, that's where it's like broadcasted. I think that's bizarre. Also Ring and Leland and Fool. All very interesting. Also Ishtar with 288. And then Trigrammaton English Gematria itself equals 288. That's cool. Actually, that is supposed to match also the Book of the Law. Let me just... The Book of the Law? No, it doesn't. Yeah, there's nothing there. Oh, matches sycamore trees. Cool. Yeah, so, there's stuff to check out here. Highly recommend just tegcalc.com. You can look at it on your mobile phone if you have any hypotheses. The blank page thing, that's neat. Laura Palmer's name. You can try playing around with the coordinates. What else is a good little rabbit hole? Something about the green gardening glove. That one's a good little thing. Yeah, 119. That one's fun. Philip Jeffries in general. The Nag Hammadi Library. The Fireman has a ton of hits. Yeah, so go check it out. I think for my next video, I'm going to look at another Aether chapter. It maps really well to the final episode when we get to Odessa. So that is interesting. Because it basically makes Cooper look like a magus or sort of magician in Thelema, which is cool, because he kind of acts like a magician at the end, where he balances the dark and the light, or good and evil, right? He's a little good, he's a little evil. But yeah, like, I don't know, there's a gas station in that final episode, Valero, I believe. So in TEG, Valero equals moon. The idea that Laura's a moon child sort of fits. KQRY, no idea what that is. I don't know who typed that in. Silver, so Silver Mustang Casino. Thelema itself, Diane, the arm. Yeah, so that's all neat. 65 horizontally also sums to 11. So that's sort of a magus term. So yeah, there's lots going on there. I don't know, let's do Diane. See what we get in English. We get banana and amen. Okay, yeah, there's nothing there. So that's all good. All right, 93. Have a good one.